Welcome to Big Blue Breakdown. My name is Lucas Bundy, and I'm here with Trent McGahee. Trent, how you doing?
I'm cool. It was a lot of emotions through on that Sunday. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm glad at least we got the W, bro. How about you?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. It's definitely a tale of two halves, I would say. A very gritty win. Didn't expect them to win, especially in the third quarter, going down 28 to 14. It was not looking very good, but the Giants pulled it out, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's definitely all that matters. But man, we got a lot to talk about here about this recap, bro. Got a lot to talk about.
So what do you want to start with?
I mean, we need to start on the the most. We gotta talk about the elephant in the room, like the defense, bro. Like, yeah,
Um, yeah.
like,
So there was, like I said in the preview pod, Marquise Brown. If you put him in off coverage, he's gonna eat you up on the slant routes, and that's exactly what he did. Um, they were just beating us on the rub routes. They were getting our defenders in conflict, like every single play. There was a bunch of communications on defense, especially between the linebackers and the corners. A lot of missed tackles, especially Michael McFadden. I think he had 4 or 5 in this game alone. We're gonna talk about him later, but I thought Trey Hawkins was the best corner out there probably. Deontay Banks didn't have a good game. He got there's one play where Dory Jackson kind of pushed him, did a little block on him instead of the actual corner or the actual
yeah,
receiver trying to put a pick on him, and that led to a slant that Marquise Brown almost took to the house. So, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of it. Just a lot of miscommunications, missed tackles.
what's up with the defensive line though? Because I was expecting a dominant performance, like Kayvon Thibodeau, like Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams. Where was y'all at?
Kayvon, where are you?
It was like it was non-existent. Like I don't understand. And now
Dexter
even
had a great game. I'll say Dexter had a great game.
well, yeah, like my fault. I didn't mean to say Dexter, but like I'm just saying, like the majority of the interior, like the majority of the line, like where were y'all? Like I don't.
Where are they
Now,
at?
now it makes me worried because we start playing these more high-powered offenses, bro. Like we gonna need the pressure. Like that's the main thing for my Giants defense that we need. We have the D line, and we think that we got the guys to break out for it. And in the Cardinals game, it was non-existent.
And what my issue is last year, Wing Martindale was known for these blitzes, these exotic blitzes that we would run. We'd send 5 or 6 guys at a time on third down. That didn't happen today, and it didn't happen last week either. So they're expecting four rushers to get pressure, and that just hasn't been working. And they're using Kayvon Thibodeau, who was probably their second best pass rusher in pass coverage, and they're just using him as a contained player, like always. He's never really like rushing the passer. It feels like he's always like containing Josh Dobbs, or he's playing back in coverage. I think it's just really stupid how they're playing the defensive line right now.
Yeah, but it's just that game was so confusing, bro. Like, because that first half, I really thought it was about to be another 40-0 game. Like,
I really thought it was.
Like Josh Dobbs was really out here cooking, trucking Xavier McKinney for touchdowns. You got James Conner like Marshawn Lynch breaking every single tackle on the field. And then at least with the second half, once at least you start getting them stops, you start to score. But it's just like, bro, like, what's up with these so slow starts? Like, the Cardinals should not go out and start score be down 20. What we was down like 20-0 at half?
Yeah.
Like that should never happen, especially to the Cardinals. And mind you, probably Josh Dobbs, all the QBs we're going to play this year, he's probably going to be the worst one.
Yeah, he's probably the worst quarterback in starting.
He cooked us.
Besides Zach Wilson, probably.
Yeah, and he cooked us. And he cooked us.
He just flat out had a really good game, and that's unacceptable. Honestly, it really is.
Yeah, bro. Like,
so if you want to talk about some positives on defense, I would go to Bobby Okereke.
Yeah, he was cooking.
Like I feel like in the first half, no one on defense was really good at all. So I'm not gonna like put him down because he wasn't that good in the first half. But in the second half, he was running like his hair was on fire in the second half. Like every single time it was a run play, he was always there on the ball every single time. And obviously Bobby Okereke is really athletic and he's gonna be good in coverage, so I'm not worried about that. But another huge negative that we need to talk about is Micah McFadden. Micah McFadden is terrible. He's terrible. It's like every time I watched a play action play, he's always down there on the defensive line, like he's about to rush the passer.
I just think that Isaiah Simmons just needs to take the job and just give him. Like, that's what we traded for him. Like let him get start. Like let him start.
I just don't know about that because I don't know. I just don't think they know what his role is going to be yet. They don't know how to use him yet.
Okay,
They're still trying to figure out how he can play, like what his strengths are, I think.
Yeah, for sure. But what would you rather have? Michael McFadden keep playing like this, or is we having Isaiah Simmons how he gonna try to figure it out?
I definitely agree with you, but it also could be just an off game for Michael McFadden. But
you're right. Because you're right.
He was not playing like this in the first game. He wasn't this aggressive on run plays where he's just. And the thing is when he's aggressive in the run plays, he's not even in a good position to make a play on the ball. So if they would have ran the ball, he's not making a play on the ball carrier either. He's getting flattened every single time by a tackle or a pulling guard every single time. So he's not having good run fits. He's missing tackles, and he's obviously a terrible coverage linebacker. So what is he even doing out there? What is he doing?
It was just a terrible game, dog. Like it was
terrible
really
first half. Terrible first half.
Yeah, but
the defense had 1 3 and out the whole game. One. That's insane.
At least we picked up in the second half, though. It's just the fact that this happened versus the Cardinals. That's the biggest issue that we have is it's the Cardinals. Like we can't, like how we said in the preview when we had down here, we should be blowing them out. Should be a domination. Everybody on every parts of the game. Special teams, offense, defense should dominate, and that did not happen.
That's what it felt like in the second half, though. It felt like domination.
I will say that the second half, it felt like what we talked about, but it should have just been out there.
What it should have been. But the first half is unacceptable. We cannot come out like that in any other game, especially this Thursday, and especially next week. And we have like three or four stretch of good teams we have to play. So you cannot come out that bad in the first half and expect to win the game or even be competitive. It's not going to work like that.
Yeah, we come out. I was about to say because we got the 49ers next week, and we're gonna talk about that later on. But bro, and Saquon's out, just.
Let me ask you a question. So there's some rumors going around that Brian Daboll is calling plays, or he was in the second half. Do you buy into that, or what do you think?
I kind of feel like I think he said in the press conference that Kafka was calling the plays.
Yeah, but I also feel like
I low-key feel like he did that to kind of save it.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. I really feel like Daboll was just trying to save face and just not put his offensive coordinator down like that because he's always talking about how he has a play sheet in front of his face like this all the time. That's not true. That is not true. He's never because they showed on the broadcast of him having like a thing over his face calling plays, and he said in the presser that he's always been doing that. No, you haven't. Yeah, that's not true. That's not true.
That's cap.
So I really think he was calling plays in the second half, and I mean, this is
whoever was calling these plays in the second half, keep doing it. I don't care who it is. Keep doing it.
The thing is, though, this is Brian Daboll's offense, though.
It is.
Like this is his scheme. It's his plays. All Kafka's doing is just picking the plays, right? It's not a hard job if it's not your offense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So why not have him call
Let's
plays?
talk about this offense though, because first half it was a rough start.
Terrible. Awful.
It was
like 3 straight 3 and outs.
Yeah, it was 3 straight.
Like 3 straight. That's terrible against a bad defense.
The only real grip I had on Daniel Jones is he had a TD, but he underthrew it on the I forgot who was throwing.
He underthrew Darius Slayton on the sideline.
Yeah, he underthrew Darius Slayton. Some of the balls he gave to Waller in the first half was behind him, so I didn't like. He picked it up.
There was one in the middle where I think Waller was running kind of like a slant almost, but it was a little deeper. He definitely missed him there. It was definitely behind him.
Let me ask you, how you think Evan Neal did?
I mean, he's just a bad player. Obviously, he's gonna look better than he did last week because he's playing Dennis Garnett. But I mean, he's still not good. He looked better, but he's still not good at all. And if you expected him to like be dominant and that's what you expect from this game, like, I don't know what to tell you because he's just not that. He wasn't even all that great.
No, I will say though,
And
the
he
offensive
had
line,
2 penalties as well.
yeah, the O line, but actually it looks solid. Of course, we gotta give it a grain of salt because it's the Cardinals, but at least it looks solid without Andrew Thomas. But it's just like
Josh Azudu, man. Josh
he
Azudu
played
looked fantastic.
Yeah, he played really good.
He looked fantastic.
But again, we gotta give it a grain of salt though, because it's the Cardinals.
I think I'm convincing myself that we should have Josh Azudu playing right tackle.
It's not a bad thing to have Evan Neal at guard.
Well, it really depends.
Because bro, I'm not gonna lie, you changing from right tackle to guard in midseason and all your assignments.
Yeah,
that's
that's
gonna be bad. I don't think it'll be ever. They would have to make that switch in the offseason because there's no way he would.
But also, the thing is, we have guys that have done that. Josh Azudu is a guard. He played tackle yesterday. Why can't Evan Neal switch back? You know what I mean? If he's that big and he's that strong, he should be able to play guard.
I mean, he is a freak athlete. So I mean, hey,
but I do agree with you. I don't think they're going to make that switch right now because I think they put too much stock into him. Drafted him 7th overall, obviously. So I think they want to give him some time. If he looks better during midseason or like week 13, somewhere down there, then I think they could keep him at tackle. But I just don't see it right now. I see him moving to guard next year, honestly. And I could see the Giants taking a tackle in the first 2 rounds next year.
Sick of taking linemen,
which is terrible because we drafted so many linemen in the first 3 rounds of the last 3 or 4 years. It's so sad.
Yeah, it's like I'm sick of drafting linemen, bro. Like us drafting linemen is like giving me. I remember like the old days when Jerry Reese was the GM. We always used to draft DNs and linebackers. Like I'm sick of that. I want to draft something new that we need for the team. Like for real.
Man, I miss Jerry Reese.
I do. That was my guy too. That was my dog.
I never understood. Well, we'll get into that at the end, but I'll get into Jerry Reese at the end. But let's just talk about Daniel Jones for a second. First half, no one on the team looked good. So Daniel Jones wasn't even the problem in the first half. I feel like it wasn't even on him. And in the second half, he just looked perfect. In the second half, he looked perfect. Honestly,
yeah, that was.
I didn't really see any mistakes in the second half. Now I know it's the Cardinals. It's a bad defense, but still, if he would have looked bad, then that would have been a whole different story. So I'm glad that he actually looked good in the second half when they did some different things on offense and had Brian Debo playing call.
Yeah, that was a masterclass. Like I said on the preview, we start spamming Darren Waller. It's gonna start looking good for the offense. That's what happened. But hey, what about Jalen Hyatt, bro?
I was just about to say Jalen Hyatt. Not only did he have that 60-yarder or 50-yarder, he also had a contested catch. Catch. Yeah. That's something I did not see at Tennessee. I didn't see
at all. I ain't seen nothing because he was just because he was in that Jimmy
jumps. I feel like he jumped so high to catch that ball.
He
really facts.
Man,
that's something I did not see in college.
I was like, when I saw him catch it, I was like, okay, he actually really might be a guy. Like,
and he led the team in receiving yards, only on 2 catches, and he now he leads the league in yards per reception. I think it's like 40 or something per catch. That's ridiculous. So, and I really feel like Jalen Hyatt. I think they're going to keep using him as like a utility guy. He's going to come in sometimes, but I really feel like they should be using him more than Paris Campbell right now. I don't know how much is going to be used when Wandale comes back, but Paris Campbell, he should be a bench player as of right now. I feel like.
Yeah, and it's not even.
Jalen Hyatt should be starting.
Yeah, it's not even that bad thing. The Paris is that what we've seen from Jalen, like the explosiveness, the speed, the attention he can bring to, because you can't deny speed. Like we need that on the team, especially moving forward. So yeah, that's really and then the only thing I say about special teams, shout out Graham, game winning field goal.
Shout out Graham, man.
I say
without him, we don't. And the thing is, if we don't draft Jalen Hyatt in the 3rd round, we're not winning this game. We don't win this game at all. You know what I mean? Jalen Hyatt gave this team so much momentum that I feel like without him, they wouldn't have had a chance to win this game. That 58-yarder really like, okay, we're in this game. We can win this game if we just keep building on this momentum. And that's what it did. That's what it showed. So,
Yeah.
what were your thoughts on Saquon Barkley this game? What did you see?
I felt like there was some runs in the beginning. Like I feel like he had it, but he was kind of dancing too much, which we've always seen from Saquon. But
That's a problem.
But I think Saquon second half though, he did what we had to do.
That fourth quarter was dominant. Like, he had some really good runs in that fourth quarter, especially that those last two drives. He looked really good, like a superstar, which is what he is. But he has some like absolutely like he was broke and he needs some money. You know what I mean? Like he's fighting for a paycheck right now. That's kind of runs that I saw from Saquon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just Saquon's gonna be Saquon at the end of the day. Like it's a top 5 back, top 3, top 2, how you want to call it. Saquon's gonna be Saquon. When we get him and what's his name in open field and get him where we can actually use him in open space, he's gonna do what he has to do. And the main thing is really just the O-line on offense. That's really my biggest issue, bro. I think Daniel Jones can still have this big year. We just got to see. But now since Saquon's out for these next 2 to 3 weeks, that's gonna be even harder for him to show at.
And also Ben Bredesen is hurt, and he's not going to play Thursday.
You said what?
So Ben Bredesen is hurt.
Oh yeah, don't he have a
concussion? Huh?
Doesn't he have a concussion?
Mm-hmm. So he's not going to play next this Thursday. So we're going to see Marcus McKeithen again. I think we're going to see him again. I don't think they're going to roll out Mark Lewinsky again. The only reason they have to is
I hope not,
because the only reason they will roll him out is if Andrew Thomas cannot play this Thursday. That's the only that would be the way.
I think he's going to play. I did think he's going to play.
Thomas? I really hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah, I actually think that he's going to play, and we need him because.
But I really think Josh Azudu did a really good job.
You're right, but I mean, yeah, but we got to take it with a grain of salt because the Cardinals, we facing one of the best defensive lines in the in the league. We about to face Nick Bosa.
When healthy, I really don't hate this line if we start Josh Azudu. Like, I don't completely hate it. You got Thomas at left tackle. You got Bredesen at left guard. You got JMS at center. Azudu at right guard and Evan Neal at right tackle. That's a solid group. Like that's not bad. They're not gonna be the worst O-line in the league like they looked like on the first week. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what I feel like. Yeah,
we just have to see it, bro. Because I like the way Josh played. Just that again, I gotta see it against better teams. So that's really the issue with it. So that's really about it.
So flipping to the defensive side and talking about coaching, what do you think is up with Wink Martindale?
I think he needs to go back to what he did last year, bro. Like start calling these blitzes.
Yeah, but why do you think he's doing this? Like, why do you think he's calling these plays so conservatively now?
Because we have new personnel.
Do we though?
Kind of, a little bit. I mean, I feel like maybe he's just trying
The starters didn't really change. Besides, you got Bobby Okereke now.
But maybe he's trying to try something different, like these first few weeks, and then if not, go back to the same. Because I kind of had an issue last year because we didn't have especially on the DB part, that we was just blitzing and we had like Fabian Murray out there. Like we didn't have the corners. Now that we have it, I feel like we should just start doing it even more. Like we should really start blitzing. But I don't know why
we're not getting pressure with 4 down linemen. Like they're gonna have to send blitzes to get pressure because it's 2 weeks into the season and we haven't got a single sack yet. And we just played the Cardinals, who have a below average to probably bad O-line. And we have guys like Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Kayvon Thibodeau up there, and they got 0 sacks. Like that's awful. And you can't play defense like that if you're going to keep playing 4 down linemen and you're not going to blitz because they're not going to get pressure.
Yeah, bro. I kind of feel like, it's just an off game, honestly.
There shouldn't be an off game against the worst team in the NFL.
You're right, bro. That's what makes it worse. Like, it's no excuse for me, bro. It really,
They don't have room to have off games with this schedule. They don't have time for that. They don't have room to lose these games because you have an off game. And everybody was just having a bad day trying to tackle. James Conner looked like the best running back in the league because these guys couldn't tackle.
Yeah, he was actually going crazy. I don't understand.
Xavier McKinney was struggling. Michael McFadden was struggling. Deontay Banks really struggled in the run game today. I did not expect that. It's just really bad. It's really bad.
Like I said, bro, we just got to keep moving forward. Really, the whole issue, really, the main thing I got is that's a dog shit way to start. That cannot happen because we start facing these. Because we're going to have a streak of games where we're facing really good teams.
Yeah, we're coming up on that right now.
Yeah, if you won't even think about winning these games, that slow start cannot happen against none of those teams.
Right. The other one of my thoughts on defense is Jason Pinnock. He was everywhere this game.
He was like,
he was the best player in the defense.
Kind of was. He was really everywhere. I like how he's been playing. And I was just like, ever since when I saw him at training camp, I feel like he was just going to have a bigger role in the defense. And it's kind of
I really like what he's doing. He was probably the most consistent tackler all game. He did some pretty good things in coverage. Some of the things weren't his fault because they were a little bit miscommunication, so you can say whoever to blame for it. But I think he's just a really solid player, man. He's going to be really good for his defense going forward. And he had a really dominant game, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Daniel Jones showed his skill set, like him being able to run. Like he showed last year, he had 2 plays of 15 yards plus yards rushing. That's explosive from Daniel Jones. I like that. He also showed some good things passing. I think he was 2 of 3 on deep balls. On Sunday, he had 1 to Darius. Well, 1 for 3 because one of the throws that he had at Darius Slade on the sideline, on the right sideline. If they would have had 1 more inch of sideline, that would have been completed. But it was clearly out of bounds. But that was two good throws from Daniel Jones, and one other one wasn't a good. So, pretty good deep ball this game. Timing will look pretty good with his wide receivers. I think it's just he's got to get adjusted to Jalen Hyatt a little bit. I think because he isn't play with a guy that's that fast. I mean, he reached 20 miles per hour on that catch, and it didn't even feel like he was going that fast. If you go back and watch it again,
I'll say this right now, Lucas. If Daniel Jones play like that, how he keeps playing, and like how he did in that second half, that's a really good damn quarterback.
Yeah,
that's a really good damn quarterback. That's like
I mean, it's a lot of play action. They just got to keep doing that. Keep building off of that.
Yeah, it is.
But it's going to be hard to do that with no Saquon Barkley. It's hard to run play action because they're not going to respect the running again. It's just going to be like 2021.
We're going to pass, and we got to be effective in the pass. And then I don't know, maybe Matt Breida might need to turn into a Saquon. He's going to have to tote that rock.
Stop it.
He going to have to tote that rock because we're going to have to run. So
Daniel Jones has got to show that he can do it on his own. That he can be that guy that we paid $160 million to, that he can run an offense and be great without an amazing line, without great weapons. That if he's gonna want all this money, he can do it with adversity. So that's what he's gonna have to do this Thursday if they want to win the game. And I feel like that's what he showed on Sunday through the adversity where we were down 0-20 at halftime. Comes out next play, second half, 58-yard bomb to Jalen Hyatt, and then scores it on his own next 2 plays. That's the Daniel Jones that we saw last year, and that's the Daniel Jones I think we're going to keep seeing going forward.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think we just got to see it because if he really starts to show that he can actually do this while Saquon is out and gets these top tier teams, I don't hear no disrespect on him. I'm not gonna lie, because this is the perfect time to show it. People call you a Saquon merchant. Saquon is this and that, and you ain't nothing, and you got overpaid for the $40 million. Now something gotta show it now. So, we gotta show it.
You got anything else on this game? You got any other thoughts?
I think we hit everything on the nail, bro. It's just You can't start out like that, and then that's a great way to finish. Like, and then I think, just to give a little preview for this 49ers game, we got to come out guns blazing. We got to come out on ass. We got to come out hot. We need a pick or a TD off the. We needed something just to punch them in the mouth, just to show that, bro. Like, even though Saquon,
you got to show something like first. You got to be the first one to make a play, to really set that tone for your team throughout the game. You can't come out looking like you're slow on these RPOs. You're slow getting the ball out. You can't do that. It's got to be fast. It's got to be precise, and you got to have a really good offense. And the defense has to have less communications, less missed tackles, and just smarter players. And bench Mike McFadden.
I agree. Sure agree.
All right, so we will see you guys Saturday. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.